Walkover, Week 7, Pittsburgh Steelers, Los Angeles Chargers. I'm obviously not in LA. I'm in the beautiful Bakery Square here. We got our pumpkin spice latte this morning. It's as good as it gets, you know? I mean, it is crisp. All the leaves are orange and red and beautiful. It is as good as it gets here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It'll be sunny out in LA. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, this is a big day for them. If you think about it, and I know that, you know, St. Louis happened and it's been a while, but the Pittsburgh Steelers have not won in Los Angeles in a long time. Actually, ever. They are 0-9 in LA against the Rams in their lifetime. The last time they scored in Los Angeles, 1987. October 11th, 1987. I want to transition that into another topic of conversation. How do you score against the Rams? Well, Good Morning Football's Kyle Brandt said the other day that if the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to make the playoffs, it's going to happen because Kenny Pickett's going to throw 2 touchdowns a game. He's going to lead 2 touchdown drives each game. One's got to be at the end, one's got to be at the beginning. You got to set yourself up and then give yourself an opportunity to win it in the fourth quarter. I personally think that's huge expectations for a guy and for a team that has shown that they can't really do that. So let's be more realistic. Let's talk about what the expectations of the Pittsburgh Steelers really should be and how they could walk away with a win in Los Angeles and really formulate a winning game plan moving forward. It's kind of simple and kind of follows the same rules that Brandt had and has an idea of. The Steelers got to score at least twice. That's got to happen. They got to start fast. That's got to happen. But if we're being totally honest, you just got to set up Chris Boswell with as many drives as you possibly can. If you give Boswell 2-3 field goals a game and those drives take 5-6 minutes off the clock, you're giving yourself an opportunity. That's all you're doing. At this point, you can't sit around and say, when are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to click on offense? When is Matt Canada going to get it done? When is Kenny Pickett going to turn it on? When is the running game going to start scoring touchdowns? You can't depend on any of that. We have hit a point in the season. It is week 7. You know what you're going to get with this team. Nothing's going to change. And at this point, it's just about finding a way to win. And you want to know how you win? You let Chris Boswell do what he does, and you take time off the clock. You can win games 20-17, 20-14. It stinks. It's not exciting. It's going to lead to a lot of people upset with Matt Canada, a lot of people upset with Kenny Pickett, but I mean, they have every right to be. They have every right to kind of look at this and say, things probably aren't going to get better. This is as good as they're going to get. So how do you win? I'm not saying that the season's over. I think a lot of teams succeed that way. I think defense still very much so wins championships in the NFL, and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, when they're clicking, well, they're really clicking. And I don't see that's going to change anytime soon. Rely on your defense, rely on your kicker, control the clock, control the game, control the time of possession, which is very difficult for the Pittsburgh Steelers to do, and just give yourself an opportunity there at the end. I agree with Brandt when he says Kenny Pickett has to lead game-winning drives. I think that's what you have to do. I think you got to give comeback Kenny an opportunity with a 2-minute drive in every game if you have the opportunity to do so, because they're going to probably go out there and win it. But to get to that point, it's got to be about slow and controlled offense and running the football and not craziness on offense. Stop doing all the fun and exciting stuff because it doesn't work and Matt Canada doesn't really know how to draw it up, and just go out there, play time management football. It's as boring as it gets. That's as boring of a walkover as I could possibly come up with. But that's where the Pittsburgh Steelers are, and I agree with the idea that the offense isn't going to get better. It's just going to be what it is. You have to find ways to win around it, and I think that's the best way to do so if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do I expect them to walk away with a win today? I do. I was the only one on the podcast that said that they're going to walk away with a win today. I think this is when everything starts to happen. I think this is when they get the game plan and they get their identity and yeah, that identity is not going to be fun and exciting offensive football, just like it wasn't fun and exciting offensive football last year. But they won, and they're going to win this year. They're a back nine football team. I say that all the time. They are a back nine football team, and the back nine is about to start. I expect a win in LA, first one ever, 1-9. It's better than 0-10, and a touchdown to be scored for the first time since 1987 for the Pittsburgh Steelers.